Good evening. My name is Mae Brossing, Student Government President, and I am very proud to welcome you all to the commencement of the Pascack Hills Class of 2021. We are so lucky to be able to be here today, all together on our home turf after a very challenging year. On behalf of my classmates and the entire student body, I would like to thank everyone in the Pascack Hills community for guiding us through and getting us to the finish line. I extend my congratulations to each of my fellow classmates for persevering through such a unique high school experience and making it through. It has been my privilege to lead and to serve, and I thank you all for entrusting me over the last 4 years. Since last March, all of us, together and individually, had to adjust to changing schedules, school-wide quarantines, and a new mascot, and a number of changes amongst administration and staff. So much of what we've experienced was out of our control, and to me, that is the lesson. Life has unexpected twists and turns, and we have to learn to adjust and embrace. During the beginning of our high school career, many of us spent our days wishing away the 7 hours of nonstop school ahead of us. But now, we've gained a love and appreciation for even our 4-hour days. We've all learned how precious everything around us is and to never take it for granted. We are relieved to have made it through some school-wide quarantines that made 2 weeks feel like a year. And we have created a bond within our class that goes deeper than what represents us to the public. We have connected with new faculty and said goodbye to some of the greatest of all time. And most importantly, we went through all the craziness with smiles on our faces and a newfound appreciation for what was once just normal life. Tonight, let's embrace feeling lucky. Up until last year, most of us probably can admit that we had not been affected by anything as life-changing as the pandemic. But now that we have faced many challenges and overcome many obstacles, we have learned perseverance, resilience, acceptance, and hope. Challenges can feel very isolating, but we are so blessed to have an uplifting community that has come together to tackle every obstacle in our way, from our friends and family, to our teachers and administrators, and to each other. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you here today for your various contributions to making this day possible. The pandemic may have separated us for a while, but being able to come back together this year has created a stronger bond in this class than ever before. Remember back to our first day all together in the auditorium at freshman orientation. And think back to our first 2.5 years attending classes in person every day together. And now take a moment to realize where we are right now, after being apart from each other for so long. Let's feel lucky that we are here together tonight. Accepting change and finding resilience has and will continue to make us grow. The lessons we learned and the perseverance we've shown will guide us in each of our endeavors in the future. Class of 2021, you have many reasons to feel Hill's pride tonight. I am now proud to introduce our salutatorian, Jenna Gala.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenna Gala, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm honored to be delivering this speech as the class salutatorian. I want to give a warm welcome to all of the parents, loved ones, teachers, staff, faculty, and fellow graduates who, after a challenging and unusual year, are fortunate enough to be here today at the class of 2021 graduation. When I was first told that I was salutatorian, I experienced a broad range of emotions all within a few minutes. The first was overwhelming trepidation, as Mr. Whelan, Seashwa, Mr. Casamento, and several of my teachers had gathered around me in Mr. Postman's classroom to share the news. Since I had no idea why I was being surrounded by all of these people when I was already late for class, my mind immediately jumped to, shoot, what did I do this time, and how did they find out? Granted, I'd done nothing wrong, and I was not in trouble, thankfully. The second round of emotion was, of course, shock and pride. And the third emotion was, great, now I have to write a speech. I felt a great deal of pressure in writing something that was representative of our grade, a class that's composed of so many spectacular individuals: scholars, athletes, artists, musicians, natural-born leaders, actors, business owners, researchers, YouTubers, and card geeks, to name a few. How was I supposed to acknowledge all of our greatest individual achievements in just 5 minutes? It's not possible. Instead, I want to reflect on our grade as a whole and how far we've come. It seems like yesterday that we were walking through the doors of Pascack Hills as tiny freshmen, with fear in our eyes, anticipation in our hearts, and backpacks on our shoulders bigger than we were. Our class had a bit of a reputation as being a rambunctious, unruly bunch, and to be quite honest, I'm not so sure we've completely shed that rep. While we've certainly grown, both in height and maturity, I think the biggest difference between now and then is that we, as seniors, know that we owe our success not only to ourselves, but to the people around us. I couldn't have survived Dr. E's 100-question bio tests, Ms. Horn's 20-page nightly readings, and Mr. Killian's near-impossible class without the support of my peers, and I'm sure most of you can say the same of your own high school experience. As we move on to the next chapter in our lives, whether that be college or an alternative path, we must do well to never take that support for granted. Stepping into the real world means leaving behind the security blanket that is high school, and not often can be daunting for those of us who have never truly experienced life outside of the Pascack Hills bubble. However, Hills has provided us with an exceptional foundation of knowledge and social responsibility that will be sure to carry us through the rest of our lives. But Pascack Hills itself is simply a mass of bricks, wood, and cement. It would be nothing without the people inside of it who have put everything they have into caring for us as students and as people. I would like to take this opportunity to specifically thank Mr. Casamento, my guidance counselor, who has provided me with unwavering support and, you guessed it, guidance, over the last few years. I would also like to thank those outside of the Hills community who have gotten us to where we are today. My friends and family, specifically my mom, who would always stay up late with me while I was studying just so I didn't have to be alone, and who always inspired me to be my best. I encourage you all to take the time to thank those who have supported you these past 4 years as well. Standing here looking out at all of the faces of the people we've grown up with, and the people sitting in the stands who have supported us along the way, fills me with great joy and sentimentality. But I cannot help but feel a sense of dissatisfaction because there is one person who is missing, and that person is my dad. As some of you know, my dad passed away this past March after a valiant battle with cancer. My dad was my biggest supporter in everything I've ever done, both in and out of school. He was ecstatic when he heard I'd been named salutatorian, and would have been so excited to help me write this speech. And it would have been a hell of a lot better if he had helped me. Making him proud had been my largest source of motivation throughout my life. Seeing him thrilled at my accomplishments brought me the deepest satisfaction and happiness. Although I will never again experience that same pride now that he's gone, I've promised myself that I will live to make him proud. However, my family friend recently shared some kind words with me, and I believe they are applicable to all of you as well. As if he had read my mind, he told me that although I may feel like I have to live to make my dad proud, I should focus on making myself proud first, and my dad would follow suit. My advice to all of you is to live for yourselves. Create your own path, follow your aspirations, and take pride in whatever it is you choose to do. So many of us feel like we have to live to please others. Although some of the parents in the crowd may not like to hear this, it is our responsibility to create our own happiness, and we can only do that by being true to ourselves and our passions. Make yourselves proud first, and everyone else will follow. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Now it is my honor to welcome to the stage our valedictorian, Noah Hirschfield.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad that we all get to be here together this evening to celebrate the Pascack Hills graduating class of 2021. I want to start by thanking everyone who has helped us make it to tonight. Thank you to Mr. Wieland and Seashwa, the guidance department, and our teachers for all the support you've given us during our years at Pascack Hills. Thank you to the maintenance and custodial staffs who've worked tirelessly to keep our school safe for us this year. And I want to thank all the parents and family members who have done more for us than can ever be repaid. Specifically, I want to shout out my own family, especially my parents, who have always supported me through everything, and I know I can always rely on them for whatever I need. Hi, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Noah, and if you do know me, well, I guess my name is still Noah. I've been looking forward to standing here on stage because, for once, I get to be taller than everyone, and I'm going to enjoy every second that it lasts. I don't know about all of you, but for me, it feels crazy to be here, graduating. I vividly remember what being a freshman was like, eating lunch in the gym bleachers and going to my first Friday night football game. More than anything, freshman year is a time of discovery. There's a lot of personal discoveries to be made, such as your interests, friends, and work habits. As ninth graders, we also discovered some truths about Pascack Hills as well. We found out that even though we are assigned lockers, they're even more pointless than the warnings we were given that door dashing to the school isn't allowed. We learned the escaped fruit flies are literally everywhere. We learned not to text in gym class. As Mr. Euphemia says, if you have Verizon, I'll throw it over the horizon. And I personally learned to silently clear my throat before. And I personally learned to silently clear my throat before raising my hand. Miss Yeam's class always seemed to bring out my voice cracks at the most embarrassing times. But that was life as a freshman, testing the waters, meeting new people, developing a routine. In hindsight, freshman year was relatively calm and easy, but over time, everything just became more stressful. Our most demanding tests transformed from standard biology quizzes to driving tests and the ACT or SAT. Our teachers used to make us write personal narratives in September to learn a little something about us. It was tremendously more stressful having to write personal statements for college applications, knowing our writing could have a major impact on if we would be accepted into the school. Life was certainly becoming more nerve-wracking, but this was expected. We were nervous for impending college applications and decisions, as well as standardized tests in all of our classes, but the nerves were expected. What was unexpected was the craziness that began in March of 2020 and turned all of our lives completely upside down. At the beginning of 2020, it seemed like the worst thing that could possibly happen would be getting called down to Mr. Pascalis' office. We were wrong. None of us could have predicted the arrival of a pandemic, and that we would be staying at home for the rest of the school year, or that half of our senior year would be spent in our own rooms instead of classrooms. Despite 35% of our days at Pascack Hills coming during the pandemic, there is so much that the class of 2021 has accomplished during our time in high school. Members of our grade won awards at science fairs, DECA competitions, and for their articles in the Trailblazer. Members of our grade scored 1,000 points in basketball and 100 goals in lacrosse. Members of our grade 1 baseball state championships, placed in the state wrestling tournament, had an undefeated basketball season, and won the softball league championship. We've accomplished so much more than we ever thought was possible, all while having to live through the pandemic. For this, the class of 2021 will always be remembered for its ability to persevere through all the obstacles that were thrown at us. From unexpected school shutdowns to virtual induction ceremonies, from canceled sporting events to canceled ACTs and SATs, we were always able to push the obstacles to the side and get the job done. Even when it appeared that the tracks had ended, we kept our wagon wheels rolling. Life with COVID has certainly been an adjustment, and we've had to adapt to this new lifestyle. While this has been challenging, there's many things that we've learned along the way. We learned that the school parking lot is still a disaster, even when it's only half full. We learned that we are responsible for more than just ourselves, because even if we weren't worried about our own health, we had to protect our loved ones. We now know how far our spit travels when we talk. Turns out, it's surprisingly far. And we learned how special it really is when the entire grade is able to be together instead of in our own separate Google Meet squares. I've been wondering about what a normal senior year might have looked like, what adventures and possibilities we missed out on. In the words of Kanye, I guess we'll never know. But despite everything, there's so much that we experienced over the past year that will forever define us and have impacted the people we will become. Even if the era of COVID is fading away, it has certainly left its mark on each and every one of us. So, who knows what the future holds? Next year, we all go off to different schools, different states, different lives. There's no limit to what you can accomplish. I encourage you all to accept every challenge and make the most out of every opportunity. When you fail, let your failures propel you forward. Don't brush your dreams aside as fantasy. I was trying to find an inspirational quote to end my speech when I recalled who is probably the most influential zebra of our generation, Marty from Madagascar. When thinking about his future plans, Marty said, "My life is half over, and I don't even know if I'm black with white stripes or white with black stripes." I think we all feel like Marty sometimes. Many of us don't know what we want to be when we grow up. We are still trying to discover who we really are. But that's what makes life fun. We don't know exactly where we will end up, but the adventure of life is figuring it all out. So, let us open our hearts and our minds to new experiences and adventures. While your journey might not take you as far as the island of Madagascar, over the next 4 years and beyond, each new experience will bring you closer to discovering the color of your own stripes. Thank you, and congratulations to the Pascack Hills class of 2020.
Now happy to introduce our faculty member of distinction, the one and only, Miss Gamborg.
So glad the riser's here. Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. It is so awesome to see everybody here, especially the class of 2021. And I don't have to ask you to put your cameras on. This is awesome. So, I am truly honored to be here not only as your faculty speaker, your class advisor for 4 years, along with Miss Forte, who's awesome, your teacher, coach, and friend. But I really want to thank you on a side note, because when I found out that I was a faculty speaker, in anticipation of making this speech, I have not eaten in 2 days. So my summer diet is off to a tremendous start. Thank you. I'd like to share with you a quote that has gotten me through the rough patches in my life. I have a tendency to put them on Post-it notes and hang them all over my house. And no, it's not a business quote. Temporary discomfort pales in comparison to a lifetime of awakening. I want to repeat that because it's very, very strong. Temporary discomfort pales in comparison to a lifetime of awakening. This is your awakening, my friends. You entered Hills 4 years ago, eager to learn, excited for high school, and wondering, why do I have to take financial literacy? I had the pleasure of having most of you in financial literacy, and later on in other business classes and clubs. But as you sat in my class wondering, why do I need an IRA? And who is FICA? And why do they take so much out of my paycheck? I viewed that as the start of a wonderful relationship. I was blessed to watch you grow over the next 3 years, coach you in clubs and DECA competitions, and thrilled we did not need any of our 30 contingency plans for senior prom. And yes, one of them was a barbecue in my backyard. So thankfully that didn't happen. We were thrown into a 14-month-long crash course in life where there was no handbook and no precedent set on how to maneuver through these times. But remember, life does not always give us options, but we had each other, and today we're here together. There is no such thing as time lost. You really need to reframe this and look at the lessons that are learned. So during this awakening, you are emerging as a different person than when you entered Hills, with not only a new perspective in life, but a purpose, a focus, a passion, and you've realigned your priorities. Positive traits develop through difficult and sometimes painful experiences. And I hope you know, and really let this sink in, you are capable. You always had it in you, you just did not know how much. I would like to share this quick analogy that I added in last minute, but when you take a $20 bill and crumple it up, and in my case, it always goes through the wash, you lay it out and it dries, it retains its value. It's still $20. During these past 14 months, your value never diminished. If anything, you increased your worth and you realized your importance in this world and to your family and friends. You also added additional tools to your toolbox to get you through rough patches. And I'm sorry to say, there will be more rough patches. But now you're more equipped to handle these. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Learn the lesson, gain perspective. Along with your added tools, you need to keep in mind you did not do this alone. And many of our speakers have been saying the same thing, so we all feel the same way. You had a tremendous support team. Besides the amazing Hills family and community, sitting right in the bleachers and on the track and watching at home are your biggest cheerleaders. It was a very, very long road for them too. So the class of 2021, I'd like you to do something for me now. If you could please stand. Okay, I'm not dismissing you. You guys can stand. Okay. Please face your family. If you don't know where your parents and grandparents are sitting, we're all one big family tonight anyway, so that's okay. And please give them a round of applause and acknowledge and thank them for being your fans now and always. Thank you, everyone. They've been waving at you since you walked in, so now you can look at them. So, along your journey of reflection and awakening, be proud of you. I could not be more proud of what I see sitting in front of me right now. Continue to place a premium on your worth and growth and never stop learning. Remember, you just proved to yourselves how truly capable you are. So in closing, I'm sure you're thinking, I can't believe she's not going to give us any business advice. Well, I'm not done yet. So, here's a semester recap of financial lit and some other business tips in less than 15 seconds. So if you weren't paying attention in your freshman year, I hope you're following now. So very quickly, here we go, my friends. Have a budget, live within your means, have an amazing work ethic always, know the difference between FICO and FICA, have an emergency fund, 6 to 9 months, earn the respect of others. Invest in your company's 401k and take advantage of a company match. And if you have no idea what I just said, refer back to your notes freshman year. Diversify in your investments and portfolio. Stay away from day trading. Make eye contact, firm handshake. Get to know people's names and be sincere. Take the high road. It can be lonely, but is always your best option. And last but not least, invest in that IRA you heard about freshman year, since most likely you will not be receiving Social Security when you retire. I am grateful to have known all of you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I mean it, for being there for me, because I needed you as well during this time. So thank you so much. Congratulations, go out in the world and do amazing things. I love you guys.
I am now honored to introduce our principal, Mr. Whelan.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone attending tonight to Pascack Hills High School, affectionately known to many of us simply as Hills. 4 months ago, on January 14th, I emailed our senior class and their parents with plans for senior events. In it, I mentioned the dates for the fashion show, the whitewater rafting trip, the senior prom. And I said that we were planning on having our traditional graduation on a picture-perfect evening on June 16th. I sent that letter with trepidation. I sent that letter with fear. Because 4 months ago, there were still too many unknowns. But here we are on what feels like the most beautiful night of my life. For the past few weeks, there's been a quote ringing in my ears. It's actually Matthew Broderick's voice, playing a character in the 1986 classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off. In it, Ferris says, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it." Truth be told, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a movie I know by heart. I grew up idolizing Ferris, and the irony is not lost on me that I idolized a teenager who cut school and stole a car, only to end up a little bit more like Edward Rooney, the dean of students in the movie. Seniors, I apologize, that joke is really more for your parents than for you. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around a while, you can miss it. I imagine that rings true for all the friends and family watching this evening, wondering where the time has gone. So with Ferris's voice in my head, over the past few weeks, I've tried to stop and look around once in a while. And what I have found the teachers, counselors, our security, custodial, and secretarial staff, our nurses. What a year it's been for our nurses. Our staff, who showed tremendous flexibility and professionalism this year. I could not ask for a better group of people to work with. But more than anyone else, I realize how much I need to thank all of you. Thank you for your contributions to Hills. Well, you've been a special class since you walked through the doors in 2017. Your commitment, your determination, they've proven that not even a global pandemic could slow you down as a class. Each of you have showed up, sometimes virtually, sometimes in person, committed to your classes, your teachers, and to each other. You pushed yourselves harder in practices and rehearsals, and you gave it all in games, matches, competitions, performances, and in each and every class. And through it all, you reached out to each other to lend support to those here at Hills and those in our community. You might not know this, but you've inspired your teachers, your coaches, your advisors. You've inspired me. Simply put, my passion for education is fueled by my interactions with each of you. You graduate Hills tonight with the knowledge and skills to meet the challenges of the 21st century. I have no doubt about that. More importantly, in fact, I'd say most importantly, I hope you graduate Hills with a sense of community and caring that's founded in the shared experiences that have connected you to each other and to this place we love. Mr. Thomas was a vice principal back at Hills in the 1970s. And in a yearbook he wrote, "It is in giving to others that you actually create." I imagine Mr. Thomas would share the Hills pride I feel in your graduating class. Hills is not the same place that you entered in 2017. It's better. It's better because of all of you. And I know moving forward, many of you have plans to give back. Some to your local community, some to the colleges that you'll attend in the fall, and some in service to our country. I hope each of you will find ways to give back to each other and to those around you. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you can miss it. I realized walking up, I've been nervous about the speech. And I could have missed this. Mr. Demray used to talk to me at graduation. I would stand in the back, the best job in the world. I get to stand in the back, have no responsibilities whatsoever, and just be at graduation. That's nothing than like the view I get to see up here. This is as good as a principal could be. Congratulations to each one of you on graduation. You've made Hills your home for the past 4 years. And as you leave tonight, all of us, we hope you know that you leave with the love and support of your teachers, counselors, coaches, Mr. Pascack, Zishwal, and I. We're proud of each one of you, and we cannot wait to hear about where life takes you as you turn the page to the next chapter. Now here comes my favorite part. Dr. Gunderson, members of the Board of Education, parents, faculty, family, and friends, it is my distinct honor and privilege to certify that the students seated before you this evening, members of the great class of 2021, have met all the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Pascack Valley Regional Board of Education and the New Jersey State Department of Education. It is with tremendous Hills pride that I present the class of 2021. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Gunderson, our Superintendent of Schools.
A great round of applause to Mr. Whelan and his entire administrative staff for leading the class of 2021 and all the students of Pascack Hills throughout this incredible year. Thank you, Mr. Whelan. Members of the class of 2021, as you watch your classmates walk across the dais this evening, I urge you to reflect and give thanks to the network of support that surrounds you here this evening. We, your teachers, your parents, family members, coaches, mentors, and friends are here because we are proud of what you have accomplished, and we are thankful to have been a part of your journey. We are excited to see the impact that you will have on this world. We recognize that you have the potential of making this world a healthier, enjoyable, exciting, just, fair, loving, and welcoming place for all of us to live. You have already demonstrated this potential through your actions and desires to stamp out injustice and bias that exists in society, the charitable work that you have embarked upon, and the services that you have rendered for those who are less fortunate than you. You have much to offer our academic world, as viewed through the research you have conducted in molecular genetics, the systems you have developed in engineering, the discourse that you have experienced in social studies, the literary and artistic works portrayed throughout the literary magazine, and the news that you have reported in the Trailblazer. And finally, you have come a long way in establishing strong teamwork skills as evidenced through your participation in theater, athletics, chorus, and other co-curricular and athletic activities. The world will be a better place for future generations because you have demonstrated to us your desire to do great things. So I urge you, the members of the class of 2021, to remember to use the skills and experiences that you have gained at Pascack Hills High School, and not be afraid to take on the tough problems of this world, but make sure you surround yourself with good people. Pause, reflect, and remember to prepare for the future, but also embrace and enjoy the moment. So in closing, and on behalf of the entire Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education, it gives me great Hills pride to congratulate you as deserving graduates of the Pascack Valley Regional High School District. Congratulations.
Alexis Kalustian. Maeve Rossig. Jessica Gooden. Jared Midovich. Jenna Gallo. Noah Hirschfield.
Alec Boyajian. Samuel Cohen. Sean Kearns. Aaliyah Ali. Kelly Lynch. Brianna Scott. Benjamin Tucken. Jasmine Delgado. Rachel Bloom. Emma Sanchez. Jimin Kim.
Daniel Agronovich. Enzo Del Forno. Nicholas Galitzis. Olivia Martinez. Yemi Wu. Valentina Prada Caneo. Terrence Fries. Suchi Patel. Andrew Goldberg. Cole Bushell.
Elmadin Radoncic. Thomas O'Neill. Michael Delforno. Delabrio. Nicholas Artizone. Julia Francis. Carolyn Chung. Nicholas Morelle. Stuart Jung. Sarah Chun. Elizabeth Masiakova.
Sam Zayer. Mert Osgeider. Alex Soderman. June Hong. Matthew Goldman. Curran Sood. Nicholas Avitello. Anna Lewis. Miranda Wheeler.
Elizabeth Frangiosa. Isabella Frangiosa. Funk. Chrissy Michelis. Emma McNerney. Shannon Goodwin.
David West. Gavin Gebbio. Alex Lopez. Andre Lopez. Grayson Catherwood. Juliana Kabika. Alexander Costantis. Jazzy Bachman. Miriam Shamstein. Sanaa Samani. Matthias Murillo. Ricky DeMario. Anna Ganeva.
Nadalyn Morales. Mariella Wedlett. Brian Glazer. Christina Kim.
Maxwell Martinez.
Sierra Baca. Kyle Butler. Megan Eichner. Christina Baca. Eric Gilmain. Danielle Gilmain. Jonah Saperstein. Charles Giannopoulos. Michael Esposito.
Giovanni Giacomaro. Thomas Van Gelderen. Jacob Morales. Zach Wernick. Charlie Gertz. Molly Kehoe. Aiden John Kehoe. Shay Hofstetter. Francesca Fontana. William Sanawi. Sebastian Tejada. Emma Kofitzis.
Sylvie Najarian. Chantal Efrat. Amelia Kabashansky. Nicole Litt. Samantha Goldman. Emily Kern. Michelle Gallucci. Juliette Bosco. Marissa Mendola.
Ryan Brodsky. Nicole Spinak. Amanda Leichter. Christine Colgan. Hope Line. Andrew Onikian. Sean McNeese. Matthew Myers. Liam Eisler. Sam Paul Shinkowski.
Daniel Albert. Jason Greenberg. Drew Grossman. Jordan Goldstein. Daniel Kroner. Daniel DeBella. Hayden Sweeney.
Evelina Cerdera. Christine Rashduni. Malia Santos Lila Lamb. Jacqueline Petrosino. Mackenzie Carluccio. Samantha Irarte. Brianna Bachman.
Samantha Chin. Victoria Petronti. Orestes DeCampo. Tristan Costanza. Alex Nasano. Jason Kaplan. Frank Zizzo. Emily Maradiega. Karen Kim. Paige Newman. Ariel Solomon. Samantha Soud.
Peter Torrey. Javier Torres. Nicholas Gedwell. Ira Cooperman. Jacob Diaz. Salvatore Bagno. Akshay Pokala. Jason Hines. Nikhil Indugala. Krish Patel. Ellie Meyerson. Melissa Mayday.
Look like roof crop, like it's kind of like bandit.
Lauren Eusebio.
Oh my god.
Samantha Mansueto. Isabella Sinar. Claudia Sajong Kim. Caitlin Parks. Samantha Brisman.
I was gonna be like, hey, take that.
Elena Tapia. Stephen Schmidt.
Nicole Sen. Olivia Chin. Ava Henrich. Elizabeth Machini. Mackenzie Flowers. Larissa Aquaviva.
Y'all can hear me? Chase. Let's go. Chase. Go, Kim. 90.
Christina Ferraro.
Joe Mama.
Everybody see Joe?
Joe Mama.
Wait, Joe Mama.
Chase. 90. 90.
Shayna Sokowitz.
Joe Mama. I know I can do it.
Laura Verano. Kate Kabashansky. Min Ha Cho. Matthew Bergel. Raymond Rosales.
Dean Boas. Matthew Melnick. Jeffrey Dew. Jesse Hopper. Sam Schatzberg. Eric Ambrosio. Edward Veloz. Ashley Jeffis. Megan Jeffis. Natalie Godoy. Michelle Vaughn. Catalina Morales Guzman. Federico Santiago Navarrete. Maria Perez Martinez. John Duffy. Anna Costareva. Aria Shalile. Andrew Desitels. Robert Espinosa. Yusuf O. Lavanya Varian. Andrew Grassi. Nicholas Yatemian. Jace Perez.
Danielle Strasberg. Emma Schatzberg. Alyssa Lenardic. Grace McGorry. Elizabeth O'Keefe. Reese Ferentino. I am now excited to introduce Senior Class President Alec Boyaji.
I would like to begin with a warm welcome to Dr. Gunderson, Mr. Whelan, Mrs. Schwartzman, members of the Board of Education, faculty, parents, family, and to the class of 2021. When I was a freshman, I thought the class of 2018 were the coolest people ever. They won national competitions, broke state records, and got into the best schools in the world. I wanted to share that reputation alongside my classmates when we became seniors. They made their mark as a grade, and they set the bar for so many teams and clubs. But they weren't the last grade to do that. Next up was the class of 2019, my sister's grade. They were also a group of geniuses, star athletes, and musicians. But they were only 2 years older than us, so maybe we could be like them. And then the class of 2020 was right ahead of us. Another class of incredible students who left their mark in so many ways. This time, I felt even more confident that we could follow in their footsteps. They were only 1 year older than us. Since Pascack Hills was founded, I'm sure dozens of grades have brought lasting change and reached new heights for preceding classes to follow. We can call this everlasting effect greatness, because its universal definition accommodates the uniqueness of each and every class. And for the sake of a grade that's just beginning high school, like we once were, we can attribute the word good to them. Good because they have potential, passion, but big shoes to fill to reach greatness. The question then becomes, how does a group of students like us go from good to great? The three factors that I can pinpoint in the process are effort, adaptivity, and pride. Our effort came to fruition with each and every accomplishment we made. In clubs like DECA, robotics, debate, and theater, we broke records, held new positions, and continued to involve more underclassmen than ever before. Our effort changed the lives of thousands of kids when we raised over 2,000 toys for Project Patterson, smashing the previous record. Our effort dominated the fields, courts, and mats in our athletic endeavors. Our walls look even more crowded with new banners, trophies, and posters of our athletes. Our effort, day by day, made us great. Our adaptivity came a little later in high school. Progress is not always linear, and for us, we hit a serious roadblock with the virus. But it wasn't just the cancellations that we dealt with. It was the uncertainty that followed. When my best friends did not know if they would ever touch the wrestling mat again, or if clubs would ever be able to compete in their last year of high school, we were faced with crumbling hope. However, the adaptive attitude that all of us maintain during this uncertainty is summed up by a paradox that reads, you should have the discipline to confront the brutal facts of your reality while maintaining the unwavering faith that you can and will prevail in the end. I came across this paradox in a book I read. It's called Good to Great. In every moment of the pandemic, we were adaptive, ready to change plans, and appreciative of what we could have. Like Mr. Whelan said, just 3 months ago, we thought graduation could be yet another Zoom meeting, but here we are, naked noses and bright smiles. We were adaptive the whole way through, and that's the quality of a memorable grade. Before I finish with the last attribute, pride, I want to recognize someone here who captures the idea of what it means to be proud of this school. Pride is the fuel that ignites the effort and adaptivity that I talked about. It's critical to everything we do, so having Hills pride is something we should never take for granted. The person all the way in the back here who granted us such strong Hills pride is Mr. Demaray. Mr. Demaray, for the 3 years that you watched our grade grow, you defined what it meant to be proud. And in our ascent from good to great, it was your vibrant spirit that made us all proud to be part of Pascack Hills. So for that, thank you, Mr. Demaray. And lastly, pride has been the force that unites us under an identity. Every minute on a test, play on a field, or event in a club, our pride was the fuel to make it all happen. However, our identity changed. We enter this building as Cowboys, we exit this school as Broncos. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm proud to be both. I'm proud to be the grade that graduates the Cowboys and ushers in the new era of our school. Part of the process of going from good to great is laying new foundations and solidifying traditions for future generations to be proud of. Future Broncos will look up to the class of 2021 because of our effort, adaptivity, and especially our pride. And hopefully, they love the new Bronco-themed alumni hallway from the class of 2021 to them. That way they can enjoy the mark our class made. I'm confident that they too will be ignited to find their own paths like we did and elevate themselves from good to great in the future. But enough about the future. Let's live in the moment and appreciate the past. So to the class of 2021, let's celebrate what we grew up with. Kyle, kick us off one last time.
Give me a C! C! O! O! W! B! O! O! Y! S! What's that spell? Cowboys! I can't hear you! Cowboys! One last time! Cowboys! Let's go Cowboys! Let's go Cowboys!
Congratulations to the class of 2021.